Hi, everybody. It's Monica with American English with Monica. I'm so glad you're here. This is great. I'm glad you're learning English with me. We're talking about phrasal verbs, and today I have one phrasal verb with six meanings. Yeah, mess around, mess around. And thank you so much because this phrasal verb was a request from you. So I love when you type comments and questions and requests for phrasal verbs. This is a really good one to know. Now, I will tell you the first four meanings I'll review with you, and the last two that I will review are slang. Slang. So it's important to know all of the different meanings. Okay, let's get started. Mess around. Let's see. Let me use a new board. Okay. To mess around, remember, phrasal verb. Now, I like to tell you if you can separate phrasal verbs or not, and this one you can't. We can't mess it around. We can't mess her around. We cannot separate it. To mess around. All right? So, the first meaning I want to discuss is when we are joking, when we are being funny or sarcastic with someone. We're messing around with them. Yep. To joke, to be sarcastic. Now, this is very common in America. I'm sure in other places too, but in the English language, learning about sarcasm and when people are messing around or joking, this is really hard to learn in an English textbook. You have to hear it. You have to see someone's face. If they say, I'm having a party, but you can't come, and they're smiling and they say, I'm just messing around. Of course you can come. So it's when someone is joking or being sarcastic. They're kidding with you. Now, the preposition we use is with. He was messing around with you. She's just messing around with us. Okay? So to joke with someone. Okay? The next meaning to know, actually, the next three meanings are all about time, how we use our time. This is important because mess around has different definitions that have to do with time. The first one is if you are wasting time, you're procrastinating, you're messing around and you missed your deadline. You were messing around playing video games and you forgot to do your homework. Maybe at the train station, you were messing around in the gift shop or the coffee shop and you missed your train. So this is about time. The first one is to waste time. Procrastinate. It's a wonderful verb to know. We all do it sometimes. We procrastinate. We distract ourselves. We mess around with things and we don't do the tasks we're supposed to do. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Monica. I teach business English. So a lot of my examples will be about work. So if your boss says, stop messing around and get to work, that's what she means. She means stop wasting time. Okay? Now, another meaning for mess around with time is when we intentionally use our time. We spend time on something intentionally, usually something we like. Like, I like to mess around in the garden. I like to plant flowers and weed my vegetables. I mess around in the garden for hours. I'm not wasting time. I'm using my time for something that I enjoy. Okay, maybe someone messes around in their boat or working on their car. They mess around with computers. They really like computers and they spend hours messing around with them. Again, with the preposition with, if we're messing around with something. All right, so we might be using our time to spend time intentionally. And it's usually with something like a hobby or a leisure activity or an activity, not a person in this meaning. We're talking about spending time intentionally. The fourth meaning that also has to do with time is when we use time to try to fix something. Try to fix something. We might not be successful. For example, the printer in the office is broken. I've messed around with it for an hour and I still can't figure it out. I need to call someone to help me. Maybe a machine is broken or a car is broken and someone has been messing around with it for hours. Okay? She messed around with her new phone yesterday, but she still can't figure out how to use it. So we're trying to fix something. We're using our time, but I do want you to know that meaning because your boss or someone at work might say, how did the presentation preparation go? You say, well, I've been messing around with it for an hour, but I still can't get the slides to work. Maybe someone can help me. Okay, so I want you to know about that. To try, again, spending time trying to fix something. Okay? Yeah. Do you have any examples of something you've messed around with to try to fix? Or you've messed around and it was wasting time and you missed a deadline or you missed something because you were messing around? Yeah, give me an example. The other meaning about mess around that you should know, let's do a new board. Mess around. Again, you can't separate. This is the fifth meaning. This is when we are associated with or involved with something bad, usually. Something bad. He messed around with drugs when he was a teenager, but now he's healthy. She messes around with criminals. I don't want to be her friend. Someone is involved with or associated with something negative. Now at work, perhaps your business wants to have a new client, a new customer, or a new partner, but you find out, I think that new client is messing around with some unethical business practices. We don't want to be involved with them. We're not going to mess around with them. So to associate or to be involved with, to be involved with, again with the preposition with. Usually it's something negative, okay? Drugs or lies or bad business practices or criminal behavior. That's if someone's messing around with that stuff, you probably don't want to be with them. Okay, let's talk about the slang. The slang has two meanings. 1, 2. The first one is any sexual activity that's casual. Okay, so if you're messing around with someone at a party, you could be kissing them, you could be having sex with them. There's a range of messing around with somebody, again with the with, and it's just casual sexual activity. Maybe two people were messing around in the taxi or messing around at the movie theater. To have casual sexual activity. Okay? She messed around with 2 different women last week, but she's not dating either one of them. Okay, so usually it implies that it's casual. The last meaning for slang, for mess around, is also sexual activity, but it means specifically that someone is cheating. They are being unfaithful to their partner. Okay? So if two people are married and one person in the marriage is messing around with someone else, they're cheating. They're being unfaithful. To cheat on a partner. Okay? So all of these meanings are important to know. If you have any examples of messing around with something or if messing around with someone, maybe you were joking with them or maybe you were having casual sexual relationships with someone, type it in the comments. If you have questions about mess around, let me know. I'm so glad you're here. This is so wonderful to do weekly video for you. And if you're new, again, welcome. And if you can like and subscribe, that would be awesome. And if you missed any of the previous videos, every week I'm doing a phrasal verb video. I hope you go back and watch them. And if you have suggestions for a new video I should do, just type it in the comments. All right? Awesome. I'll see you next week. Bye.